Watch my health. It was 150 when I launch padded. It's now 98. Look at what happens here. And boom. I am now 1 HP. What is going on, everyone? Kieran, aka PastorSKAR here, and I got a very different video for you today because it finally happened. I finally got the opportunity to play in one of our gladiator matches. If you don't know what that is, I go live every week on twitch.tv/PastorSKAR, and in our Twitch community, we've split everyone into 4 teams. We've got Spartans, Vikings, Samurai, and Commandos, and this week we decided to do what we normally do, i.e. get one representative from each tribe to battle it out in what we call the gladiator match. But this week, Tribe Commandos needed some support. I decided, you know what, I'll back you up. I jumped in representing Tribe Commandos. I don't normally get to play in these, but I finally got to, and I ended up winning it. And that's, you know, a fairly big deal for me because I'm not the greatest Fortnite player. But what I want to do is I want to break down part of what led to that win, because it was quite the clutch. It was a reverse sweep comeback. Like, one of the players was 1 round away from winning it, and I ended up winning back-to-back with a crazy clutch at the end, which you're going to see. But I'm going to break down the decisions that I made that were good, the decisions that I made that were terrible, and what I and other players in here could have done to uplift that gameplay, so that next time you're in a gladiator match, or even just a 1v1, or even just a regular arena game or whatever, you've got a bit more of an idea of what you should be thinking of, even if I didn't, or if I did. We'll find out. But either way, we are diving straight on through. Now, for the sake of being able to capture everything, I'm actually not going to be on your screen. So I'm going to be sliding straight on out of here. So enjoy that footage and what you see. But while you're here, like, favorite, subscribe, all those bits and pieces on YouTube. You know the drill, right? And again, I go live on twitch.tv/PastorSKAR. Love to have you in there. We are jumping into the replay files, and we're doing it right now. Here we go. So this is me right here. As you can see, we've got 3 of our moderators. So there's TV Thunder, there's Kinesi, and there's Sir Mud. This is the start of the round, so their health hasn't loaded in yet, but I guarantee you they had health. And the first thing I'm going to do, the minute that I can, is box up. Now, I did it very poorly, mind you, because I'm underneath my own ramp. But regardless, I just didn't want someone to get a cheeky snipe on me. So that's how we're going to play this at first. Now, step 1 is making sure that I've got some height here, right? Obviously, I want to make sure that I have elevation where I can see where everyone is. But the other thing is you got to know who you're playing against. See, for me, I know all 3 of these players well. All 3 of them are moderators in our channel. And because of that, I'm like, I know their skill level. And I also know that TB Thunder, and this isn't an offense to anyone in this team or anything, they're all legends, but TB Thunder is the biggest threat in this lobby, and therefore I'm going to have to focus him a little bit more than I do everyone else. So you're going to see my play style. I'm actually playing around TB Thunder and using his weaknesses as my strength. So that's my focus here, is going, how do I outplay Toby? If I can outplay Toby, I can potentially win the round. Let's see. So here we go. At this point, I've got height. Paying attention to where people are, I see Kinesi here and I go, you know what? My loadout isn't great. Hopefully his is better. I only had a green pump off the start of this, so I wanted something better, and I'm glad I did this because he had a purple charge, which if you use it right can really do work. So I had a green pump, green AR. Not anymore though. I now know that Toby is up above me. I'm pretty exposed here and I know that, but I also know Zone is pulling far away. So I was going to launch out, but then I saw them in the open. I'm like, let me just go for a cheeky shot. Never mind, it's not going to happen. I kind of messed up my wall placement there. And then I decided, you know what? This isn't worth it. I'm going to let these 2 fight it out. I'm going to early rotate out and let them come to me. All of a sudden here, I have an advantage because all of a sudden, instead of it being, okay, we're all there, just 3 people shooting at each other, they're fighting each other. I'm sitting back pretty and just waiting for them to come to me while getting tags. Now, here's what I didn't expect. Someone has some serious aim, because watch my health. It was 150 when I launch padded. It's now 98. Look at what happens here. And boom. I am now 1 HP. Now, a lot of people in 1 HP would give up, but spoilers, I actually win this round, and I want to show you how I did it. 1 HP meant the first thing that I did is I swapped to metal. I was like, if I'm 1 tap, I cannot afford one single bullet. We are going in metal. So I use metal and I box up. Well, I didn't actually box up, but what I do here is I'm building levels up because I know that they are on height. So I don't want them to have an angle and just dink me, and that will be that. So just like that, I've now secured it. I don't think they're going to be beaming through this metal. I've blocked it. I know there's no one to my other side, so that's fine. And now all I'm going to do is pop a couple of minis. Now, I wish you could see my loadout here, but I had cabbages and floppers. Now, most people would go, all right, you've got 51 HP, pop the flopper quickly because you don't know who's going to come for you. The thing with cabbage is when you eat it, it takes some time, whereas flopper is instant. So what I decided to do is pop all of my cabbages, then eat my flopper. So while the flopper is being eaten, the cabbages are still filling me up. So I'm just getting that extra second of HP. And it's a good thing I do because watch TB Thunder. He hits my launch pad. He tries to key, and this is how it goes down. He's hit the launch pad. I'm still popping cabbages. And all right, replay mode glitched, but I did eat the flopper there as well. So now I am up to 83 green plus my 50 blue. Big difference from the 1 HP that he had me on. Remember, when I launched, I was 1 HP. Within seconds, I'm now back up to, what, 50 plus 83. So 133 HP, and we are good to go. By the time he lands where I am, I'm already healed up and I'm ready to take a fight. So here, I decide once again, I'm going to take height. I see that he's down there, and I hear that the other team member, Tribe Vikings, is beaming him as well. So I know that he's pretty tagged. I go in for a charge shot here, and I land at 46 blue. I'm assuming at this point he's weak. I didn't actually know how weak, but I'm assuming he's weak because he was just in a fight. He flew here. I heard him getting beamed, and then I hit him again. So I'm like, surely I can finish this. And again, if it wasn't TB Thunder, I might not have pushed down there, but I knew he's the threat that I got to eliminate. He's landed over here. I know that the other player is far away. Let's close this out. I land, and he's done. Toby is gone, and then straight away, I'm grabbing a SKAR. I'm grabbing a pump because that's the loadout that I wanted. I didn't want the charge, and I didn't want the blue AR. So now I've got a gold SKAR and a pump. Going for some tags here. And I think that was an accidental mini throw because it does not make any sense. He definitely wasn't giving up, as you're about to see. But here, I know that he's got to be healing, which he obviously was. And Sir Mud repping Tribe Vikings is down there. Now, at this point, I don't actually remember what was going on there. But at this point, I'm just holding height, and I'm waiting it out. I'm not giving up my positioning. I'm trying to see if I can peek through a ramp and find where he is. I see him there. He doesn't land the shot, but he does hit me with that one. And all of a sudden, I'm 98 HP and a dream. Now I go, okay, I need to actually close this out. Here, I've got a gold pump, or a purple pump, I think it is, that Toby had. So let's go for this jump shot and caught myself. That is very, very important. Most people would go for a jump shot and allow themselves to drop, and then you're taking a 50-50. And I've got 98 HP. He's got, what, roughly 60? Either way, we both one tap. The way I gave myself the advantage is as soon as I did that jump shot, I landed it. Like, ready? Check this out one more time. He tags me, jump shot, and then I catch myself on that floor. As soon as I pumped, I catch myself with the floor. Now, all of a sudden, I've got a right-hand peek. He's right there, and this gives me the full opportunity that I need. I get both of my minis off. I see him moving out that way. I still want to pop my big, but he's in the open, so let's tag him up. I thought he might die to zone here, but he didn't. I'm going to get my big pot. So now, all of a sudden, even though both players, just a moment ago, both players were one-tap, and all of a sudden, I'm on 198 HP, and he hasn't even had a chance to heal yet because I'm focusing on going, even if I've got a millisecond, I am popping those heals before I take a fight. And here it is. Again, I'm not giving up height. I'm not entirely sure where he is. I knew that he was under me, but I'm not giving up height. I'm just waiting for him to peek. I know I'm ahead of zone. Zone is moving, but I'm going to hold height. And there it is. And this moment was a mistake on his part. Unfortunately, if you look at where his ramp is placed, he's doing a double ramp push, right? It's a good play, but right here where my mouse is, there's no ramp there. Meaning, although it is a double ramp push, and as he continues to extend it up, you'll see it will be a double ramp push. It's only held up by one piece of metal right there. Meaning, as soon as I beam this piece, which is what I'm about to do, he ends up falling, and that round is over. I didn't even have to take the fight. So right there, double ramping all the way. But because the starting was weaker, all I had to do was focus down there. I chop it out. He tries to catch. Not quite going to happen. And round one is done. Simple as that. We're going to skip straight ahead to where round 2 begins, because round 2, I make a terrible mistake, and I won't even show you the start of the round because this is the part that matters. All right, I make a terrible mistake. At this point, I'm confident, right? I'm like, I won round 1, you know, took out Toby, then I took out Sir Mud, and now we're here, round 2. This is going to be a clean sweep 3-0. I was so wrong, and it almost cost me the game, because here, what happens is I know Sir Mud is there, right? We were just 1v1 in the last one. I came out on top. So I'm feeling confident. And this time, I've actually got a good pump. Last game, I didn't. This time, I do. So I see him. I tag him. Double 33 tag. Now, this is where everything went wrong for me. I tagged him double 33. I got confident. I said, all right, I'm going to push this now. But look at the difference. Yes, I tagged him, but he also hit me in that process, and I'm now down to 92 HP. He's got the health advantage. The only way I win this is if I get some good piece control and land every shot, but this is how it goes down instead. Turn around, try and focus. I'm trying to go, all right, let me pop some minis before I push in. He's shooting, though, but as you can see, he's also popped minis, so he's now 150. I'm just under 150, and instead of holding height and using my builds and edits, I drop straight on in and I take a 50-50. It was a bad play, and as you can see, I shot just to the left of him, and he hits me for almost 100 right there. So all of a sudden, he's very weak. I'm very weak. These are my builds for the most part, and once again, I shoot just to the right of him. The shotgun aim was just atrocious at this point, and I'm going to get punished for it. He takes me out. It's as simple as that. All right, skipping ahead to one of our later rounds. So essentially, I win round 1. Round 2, I make a silly mistake, and Sir Mud takes me out. Round 3, I do the exact same thing. I go for Sir Mud once again off the break because he happened to be near me, and he ends up getting the better of me. Again, at that point, I was just too confident and I was playing silly. It's as simple as that. But at the end of the day, what that meant is that TB Thunder won round 2 and round 3. And the rule format that we had was first to 3 round wins. So at this point, it's sudden death. All Toby needs to do is win 1 round, and I lose and everyone else loses and Toby gets it. And I wanted to try and get this. I wanted to give it my all. So all of a sudden, I start playing quite differently. I'm boxing up now. I'm playing my life. You watching this round, I'm not keying nearly as hard, and I'm going for the peaks at the right time. I'm trying to rotate at the right time, and I end up going on and winning back-to-back rounds with, again, a crazy clutch in a moment. So I'm going to get myself off the screen and talk through a little bit of what you're about to see here. So take a look at this as we move that one right on out of there. And here we go. Running it. So I'm here at this point, okay? Now, I know that Toby has just won a fight against Kinesi. He's up there, and I'm just going to wrap around. I know that there's someone here. I could hear footsteps, but I decide to dip around the corner, and it works out for me. Sir Mud is going to stay up there, and it looks like he is starting to chase, but I'm getting focused by Toby. Again, I'm focusing zone. Zone is going to pull out this way. I believe that's what that red circle line is. So I am just going, all right, I need to just get in a good position. I see Toby there. I'm just letting him know that I also mean business. And now I'm waiting, and boom, right there. This point changes everything in this round. Toby has height, okay? He's got height. Sir Mud is actually doing this super sneak. He's going full send around the back, but TB Thunder has got height at this point. He is feeling pretty good. He's already taken out Kinesi. He's got the high ground, and then there's me down here, and he knows he's tagged me. But because of that, he actually hard peaks for a moment too long, and I hit a double headshot, like double dink on Toby, and now I know he's going to have to play on the back foot. He doesn't have a choice. Double dink, you're going to feel that no matter what. So at this point, I decide that's my high ground, and I'm going to start moving straight on in for it as soon as I see that he's dipped, because I'm like, surely he's healing right now. So boom, I take over. This is mine. I didn't know exactly where he went, so I was trying to spray a little bit to see. And then I was like, no, you know what? I'm not risking it. I don't want him to get a cheeky angle on me. So I'm just going to box up right here. And I'm going to start using that cone to peek through. So I'm still looking. I'm still observing where he might be. I've got no idea where Sir Mud is. I thought he was behind me somewhere this way. So you're going to see me peeking through that corner as well, which is what I'm doing, I believe, right here. Or in a moment, I'll be peeking through that corner because I'm trying to find Sir Mud at the same time. Now, Toby's made it to here and he's building. I think that's Sir Mud, because last I knew, Sir Mud was behind me. So I'm thinking Sir Mud's there. That's not really my focus because Toby is 1 round away from winning. So I need to get Toby out of the game. And I'm looking around. not seeing him anywhere. I had no idea what was going on at this point, but I decided I'm just going to hold height, let zone close in, make this easier for me. I've boxed in metal. I've got high ground. I'm feeling pretty decent here. I just need to play my life, and I'm in zone. Now here, zone closes, and as you can see, zone is like half in my box, but it pulls that way. So I've got an advantage. So now I know they have to come in this direction. I'm good. I'm going to pay attention. And then I hear shots, and we're going to just pause it right there. I'm going to go into gameplay mode, and I want to show you my point of view, because essentially what's about to happen is Toby and Somad are going to start fighting each other, and I'm going to wait for the opportune moment and try and get the third party. And you'll even pay attention to where I'm focusing as I do. So I've seen that they're here now. I'm going to place that. So I've got the edit. So if they start shooting back, I can close that. You know, it's only one piece. It'll break pretty quickly, but I can still close it. And right here, I see them both. I know what skins they are. So watch where I am aiming, okay? I am focusing on the person who is the bigger threat until Toby is out. Now it's all good, because now even if Somad kills me, we still get to play another round. If Toby won that, it was done. It was over. But instead, Toby is eliminated. Now it's just Somad left. He doesn't really know where these shots are coming from. So 2 more bullets are going to do it. And patience pays off. Holding height with the patience play. And we're going to make that round. So now all of a sudden we've got, just to you know, bring you back in. All of a sudden now we've got Toby on 2 round wins. And now I've brought it back. So I'm 2 round wins as well. So if either Toby, TB Thunder, or PastorSKAR win this very next round, it's over and that tribe wins. Kinesi and Somad are allowed to win a round. So therefore, that changes everything about the way I play this, because all of a sudden, Kinesi and Somad, unless it's advantageous to me, I'm not pushing a fight there. I don't need to take extra damage for no reason. I don't need to throw a fight by taking an unnecessary fight. I'm instead looking at what is essential to get the Vic Roy here. And this is what happens. So as you'll see, I box up a little bit, I take height, and then take a look at this. Right here, I see Somad is ramping up that way. I see Kinesi, but look at what I'm doing. Neither of them are looking at me, so I don't even shoot. Because if I shoot at, say, Somad, he then turns and starts shooting me. I have no idea where Toby is at this stage. I don't know if he's in that box. I don't know if he's down the bottom. I don't know if he's already up top and spawned up there. I don't know. What I do know is that you got to pick your fights. You got to know who it is you need to target. And in this scenario, there was no advantage to target Somad or Kinesi, unless I needed a refresh or I needed a better weapon. But my weaponry was okay. I was more focused on where is the tiebreaker, where is TB Thunder. So here, eventually I go, you know what, let's take a little tag or 2, which we do. Again, health advantages are good, but right there, as I said, because I shot at Somad, he now shot back. I've now taken tags that I didn't need to. So at this point, I'm like, nope, not worth it. I'm okay. Now I see Toby at this point, spotted, target acquired, try and land my shots here. He does a good job at just like keeping that blocked, and that's going to do it. I hear shots to my left, so I'm going to just look at that a little bit just to make sure that no one's going for me, which they're not. They were fighting each other. I can see that. So now, again, I'm focusing on where did Toby go. Now, I didn't actually see him go up this tower, but I did hear the sound of the footsteps. So once again, I'm going to get myself off the screen and show you this specifically here. So I don't know specifically where he is. I hear footsteps. So I'm like, is he below? Is he above? And at this point, I'm like, okay, he's up there somewhere. And then I saw that ramp, and I'm like, now I definitely know he's up there. So now let's focus in on where these other players are, because at the end of the day, I'm going to have to fight them too. And this is the moment where what TB Thunder should have potentially been doing is looking for PastorSKAR. Because again, it's a tiebreaker. He had the advantage. At this point, it's tied. And if I win the round, it's over. But instead, he's looking for an elim, getting tags, whatever. I'm focusing on one thing. Take out TB and then worry about the rest. Once again here, I see Somad. It's not a fight worth taking. I'm moving on. He actually shoots at me, so I'm going to quickly block just to make sure that he doesn't. And now I'm like, okay, Toby's got height. It's very clear that I'm boxed up here, so I'm going to do something that no one's going to expect. And even though I've got my own box, I'm going to jump in the bush next to the box. So if they start pre-aiming the box, the bullet is going to come just to the side of that, and they won't know where it's coming from. So at this point, again, TB Thunder, he's got height. He's in zone. I'm not in zone, by the way, but he's got height and zone. He's trying to figure out how he wants to play this. He's on the roof. He's got good positioning, but I'm just trying to be patient, just like last round. Patience, patience, patience. How do I get a tag? I need a health advantage. And then all of a sudden, I see my opportunity, but I do not take it. See that? Opportunity was there, right? He shows up. Normally you would just beam, but I'm like, no, I want to wait for him to sit still, see if I can get more than just one tag. And it actually works out for me right here. 35, 35. All right, I've got him 70 tag. Even if he has heals, hopefully that won't get him all the way up. But in my mind, I'm like, I've done 70 now. That's more damage than I've taken. Hopefully that's good for me. Now, at this point, he's actually back to 100. I had no idea of that, but he's back to 100. I'm going to farm out some hard mats because I know that I'm going to have to rotate into zone. And from what I can tell, all players are already in zone except me. So I'm a little nervous. And again, I've lost sight of Sir Mud. Sir Mud is the sneakiest dude in the world. I don't know where he is anymore. I knew where he was, not anymore. But again, I'm paying attention to where Toby is. So I'm going to start wrapping here. I think Sir Mud might be here. So I'm like looking around a little bit. Nothing. And right there, unlucky timing on my part. The minute I look away, if you saw, TB Thunder was about to peek that roof and he sees me and just like that, tagged up. So here, I'm going to say, you know what? I'm in zone now. This is where the fight might end up being, and I've got heaps of mats. So I'm like, I'm going to get as much real estate as possible. I'm going to start to just try and control as many of these pieces. I thought I could farm that out. I definitely couldn't. And right there, I'm tagged now. I'm down to 101 HP. I've got minis, a medkit, and a flopper, by the way. Those are my heals. Mini, medkit, flopper. Once again, I'm just going to box up. And now this is where I make a terrible mistake. I don't know where Toby is, but I knew he was up there. But I had no idea where Sir Mud was. And if we switch this camera, you'll see exactly where the cheeky Sir Mud is. He's got this angle, and I opened it, and I didn't even look here because I'm looking up. And in a matter of seconds, Sir Mud takes me from 150 HP right down, and I need to pivot. I need to adjust straight away. So again, from my point of view here, I'm looking there and boom, just like that. I'm now 18 HP. So the first thing I did, reaction, again, this just comes from practice, is I popped a hard mats wall there. I even back it up with a ramp as well. I do not want him spraying through. Again, one bullet is all it takes. And I'm even more scared because I know that Toby knows this is happening and he's got high. And again, he's 100 right now. I'm 18 HP. So this is where the fact that I had all of these builds, you know how I said, you know, controlling the real estate? This is what I'm talking about. Because I already had that, I can wrap back through and close off multiple edits and make multiple walls without having to build. So here, I'm going to edit that. I'm going to edit that. Now I'm behind here so I can get my heals. And in my mind, I'm like 4 layers away. Unfortunately, what I didn't realize is just behind this wall, I did put a cone there. I did put a roof there. I did put a wall, but I didn't close it off. And yeah, this is how it goes down. I get the flopper, and there he is. Sir Mud is here. But that beautiful sound, that crack sound, that told me that even though Sir Mud is here, he just got his shield cracked. Look at my health. I'm very weak, but I know that his shield is cracked. If he had continued to push me there, he would have been able to eliminate me. But because TB Thunder up top decided, hey, here's an elim, it's a free elim, and he went for it, he actually benefited me in a huge way, which ended up allowing me to win the game. So because of that moment right there, Sir Mud is now beamed. I'm going to go back to we're going to go drone free. I want to show you what specifically is going on right now. All right. Toby's up here. He's on height. He's got positioning. He's good to go. But he saw Sir Mud, and instead of focusing on the players that he needed to, he was focusing on everyone. And that's where I got the advantage, because now Sir Mud is weak. We're going to go straight back down and see what I ended up doing. As soon as I heard that he was weak, I'm going to edit out this side. And as Sir Mud tries to run, then I'm going to go for that siphon, which I do. There it is. I go for the pump, final AR shot, finish it. Now, at this point, I made a mistake, and it almost cost me the game. What I should have done here, these are all my builds. Sir Mud didn't build any of these. These are all mine. What I should have done is use some mats and tarp towards his loot. The reason why I wanted his loot is because of that. That purple pump right there, I knew I was going to need it. I only had a green pump this entire round. I've only got a green pump, and I do not want it. There it is in my hand. I did not want the green pump. I wanted the purple, and I was focusing on it. What I didn't pay attention to, though, is where Toby might be. I assume Toby's going to stay on height. I was wrong. I'm going to zoom out and show you what happens here, because here I go in for it, and Toby is dropped. That's actually quite a decent play there, because I was quite weak, but I'm about to get even weaker because I've got no idea he's here, and I'm in the open. I'm not boxing up at all. Really bad play on my part, and this is the moment where it all gets wild. That is a scary view for anyone, and here is what it is for me. Boom, right there. Toby has now hit me very hard, and I am weak. But here's the thing. As I back it up, actually, no, I'll back it up in a moment. Because I knew that he's going to be focusing me, I didn't think that he was going to jump down, but I knew that he was going to focus me. So my plan was, as soon as I pick up that pump, I edit through my build. That ended up being a really good decision because it meant, as far as the grid goes, I am not in this section. So as soon as Toby's hit me, I need to figure out what to do here. I don't have time to edit. I didn't trust my editing skills well enough for that. So instead, I turn. I now have that purple pump that I just picked up. Again, he's 200 HP. I am 16 HP here. And I turn and I go for a pump. And that was a big pump. I did over 100 damage. But the more important part is the ramp that I then placed. Because all of a sudden, he can't retaliate. As you saw, he pulls out his weapon, but then straight away, he realizes, wait, Skar's on high ground now. So all of a sudden, Toby had this huge advantage. I've got a health disadvantage, but there it is right there. And then just like that, Tobes tries to get the floor and the ceiling, but because I went for the jump shot, I ended up getting another tag. He's gotten pretty weak at this stage, and I am actually making a really bad decision because I'm keying, but I've got minis and a med kit in my inventory. The right play for me would have been back up, box up, heal up, and then take the fight. Instead, I'm 16 HP just warrioring this one right now, which I, in a moment, decide is not the play. So here, I placed a ramp. I end up flipping the ramp, and what I was going to do is abort to this side and rebox because I assumed that Toby is going to be healing. I'm like, he's tagged up. Surely he's healing. Instead, once I placed that ramp and flipped it, Toby would have assumed I was about to try and take this wall, which I wasn't. So Toby escapes from the side, and it happens to be the side where I was about to go. I spot him there, and it's done as he was focusing here. So Toby, again, he made a good play. He made a good play in the sense that he jumped out to the side and looked right there, because typically when someone flips the ramp and you're in a box, they're going to be on that ramp. They're going to be trying to take that wall. So if I did that predictable move, Toby would have jumped out. He would have pumped me. I'm 16 HP. Bro, the dude could have coughed and I would have died. Like, that was it. But instead, I was going for the abort. I left this way. I see him. He's standing here. He's looking in the wrong direction, and it's over. And all of a sudden, the 16 HP ended up being the clutch. I'm going to back it up so you can just see it from my actual point of view, though, because it all happens very quickly. But now you're going to understand what went through that thought process. So here it is. I'll get myself out of the way as well. So at this point, I've got no ID so mods there. I open it, and boom, I am now 18 HP and a dream. I'm going to put some distance. I'm going to close these edits. Again, putting distance. I pop a flopper. Don't even have time for minis, but because all of a sudden he gets cracked, I have to reevaluate and jump into a different action. Normally, I would pop minis there. Here, I was like, that is not the play. I need a better pump. I need the siphon. So I turn the corner. I just catch him fleeing. I take him out, and right here, again, I should have tapped in. I didn't, though. So I grab that pump, and see that? I don't even know Toby's here, but immediately I'm looking to my right because I'm planning on just getting safe. Like, I grab the pump. I need to get safe. Again, I needed to pop mini still. I was still weak at this point. So I'm jumping in. I'm going for the edit, and as I open the edit, I just get cracked in the back. I am now down to 16 HP. So I turn, and boom, there it is. Turn, flick shot, and then follow it up with a ramp of my own. Now I'm up on height here. I know Toby is down there. I go for the jump shot. He's trying to place a wall there, which he does end up putting a cone and a floor, but he does it a second too late. So as you can see there, I hit him for the 32. That was a purple pump, 32 damage. If that was any higher, it could have ended right there. But nonetheless, here I'm making a bad decision, and I'm trying to take his wall, and I'm trying to fight. I shouldn't have done that, but instead I went for it. I did end up taking the wall, but I take the ramp and I go, you know what? This 50-50, not worth it. Flip and abort. And there it is. And it was done. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the mindset. That is what went through my brain as I was trying to go through this gladiator match and secure the win for the tribe that was losing at the time, Tribe Commandos. The reason why I want to put this out there is because I think there's a lot that we can learn from this, right? Both in terms of positioning and knowing timing wise, when do you shoot, when do you not, and who do you actually have to who do you have to focus at certain points in time? And that same rule applies in a public match where you don't know who people are, because if you see someone that is a sweat and you see someone that is a bot, normally we go for the bot first. Easier limb, why not? But I want to say, actually, you should be going for the sweat, because once the sweat's out of the lobby, you can take out the bot, no dramas. Whereas if you're taking out the bot, that might be the opportunity that the sweat needs to capitalize on that, just like I was able to do in this scenario. Anyway, that's it for me. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's very different, but I love doing these breakdown analysis type videos just to explain what went on, because I know a lot of people in the chat were watching and they were like, no way, because they were like, how do you go down 2-0 or 2-1 really, and then end up getting the back-to-back with that kind of ending? And the reason why is because of just being aware of those different things and knowing how to hold that. For Toby to have won that round, he would have needed to potentially hold height and go for that, or, you know, a variety of different things could have been done. But either way, he played amazingly. So did Sermud, so did Kanisi. They're all a bunch of champions. But either way, it was a great time. And if you want to catch the next one live, twitch.tv/PastorSKAR. Now we'll see you in the next one. God bless you guys. Okay, love you. Bye.